so excited to have this special guest, which many of you guys know, it's Sadiejcre8s or Sadie Gray. I'm so fortunate she said yes. And in this podcast interview, she talks more about her life, how, so we see the magazines, she's in the Scruples box product, she's on Salon Centric, and she's like everywhere. She's doing amazing things, and she talks more in depth about her health, her family, how it's affected her, price increasing, also us working together, why we no longer work together, and just different things that have been happening with her and the behind the scenes to all of this. And I'm so excited to share her, so I won't delay anymore. I hope you guys enjoy it. I would appreciate if you guys could leave a rating. That would be awesome, and let me know what you guys thought about this. Before we begin, so you guys, let me start with an introduction because she deserves way more than that. Aww. So I am so honored, like seriously, I am, to have Sadiejcre8s, Sadie, aka Jefita, on my podcast today. So I don't know if many of you guys know, but I actually got the pleasure and the honor to work and assist for her and shadow her while I was in school. And she just opened up this whole other set of eyes and vision for me of what I can do in the industry. And a lot of the things that I have done and continue to do so is because of what Sadie showed me. So I am so excited to share you with everybody, and so everybody can hear your story and who you are. So let's do this, Sadie.
I'm honored, Celeste. and I call you my Celeste because you're not mine, but because it just sounds good.
Well, I mean, you're the one who started calling me Celeste, so.
Yes, exactly.
So it's okay. I can be your Celeste.
Yes.
So do you want to start by sharing, how did you get an Instagram? How was the beginning of your career and where you're at now?
So I actually had Instagram as a personal page, just because everybody was doing it and I'm a total follower. But really though, I was working part-time, and my kids both got into school. I realized, okay, I need to make business cards. I need to start advertising myself. What do I do? It's okay, honey. And sorry. And I was on Facebook farting around, and I ran across this webinar. I know. I ran across this like free webinar from Shalene Johnson, who I followed through the fitness world. And so I clicked, and it said it was how to build your business using social media. And I was like, oh, what a coincidence. So I clicked on it, and she talked about how you should follow, like look at what the kids are doing, or where are the kids? And the kids are on Instagram. And she explained hashtags, and she explained how you should create a business name that is catchy, but is also, something that is relative to what you're doing. She's like, don't have a bunch of dashes and periods and numbers, make it easy for people to remember, and start taking pictures of whatever it is you do, and use your Instagram name and in the hashtag, so you have your own album. And she explained the whole thing, and I was like, oh, okay, word. So I got into Facebook, and I'm like, I'm creating a business name, what should I do? Any ideas? And my last name is Gray, Sadie Gray. And people were like, oh, Sadie Gray's gray hair this, gray that. And I was like, okay, I love my gray retouches. However, I don't think I want to capitalize on gray hairs. so I was like, And then somebody said Sadie's Creations, and people would sit in my chair, and they'd be like, what are you going to create this time? And I'm like, ooh, yeah, Sadie's Creation. No, Sadiejcre8s. And then I'm like, I used to watch this game show. I know it's a very long explanation for a very simple question, but
go ahead. No.
I watched this game show when I was a kid, and it was like this license plate game show, and I hope to God I'm not dating myself right now. But and it would show a license plate. You had to figure out what the license plate said. And I'm like, ooh, I could do like Sadiejcre8s, CRE8s. Perfect. Sadiejcre8s. And J is my middle name, Sadie Jean. And I wanted to honor that because, you know, my friends used to always call me Sadie J, and my best friend Lindsay. And anyway, so that's where, and then my clients were like, what are you doing? Wait, you're taking my picture? I'm like, I am. Don't worry. I won't get your face. and then I started posting my work, and people were like, and then I would link it to Facebook as Shalene suggested. And using her advice through this last 4 years has been monumental for me. She's a really good person to look up. If you guys look up Shalene Johnson, it's Chalene. She's got great advice.
Thank you for that. And that's something that I love about you. There's always a meaning behind everything that you do. You don't just do it to do it. And that's like one of the biggest things that I've learned with you.
Thank you. Yes, it's worth it to listen to my long stories. There's always a motto. There's always a, what's it called? Motive or whatever. And the moral is.
Aw. And so, okay, so you created your Instagram and your Facebook.
Yes.
And you started taking pictures of your clients. And what happened?
People just started contacting me, like out of the blue. It started out with like people from high school that I hadn't seen in several years, and they were like, hey, I saw your work and I want you to do my hair. And I'm like, oh my God, so and so just called me, this is hilarious. And I would tell my husband, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have been getting like 1 to 2 new people a day, like it's insane. And then it was excuse me, and then after a few months, it was like, oh my God, or not a day, it was like a week, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting like 3 to 4 people new that are contacting me a week. And then it was like, holy cow, I've gotten a one new person requesting to get their hair done every day this week. And then it was like 3 to 4 a day. And it just kept going on and on. It was like this, I feel really blessed because even though we live in a really big area, it's very heavily populated out here. Mm-hmm. Most of the people that live out here are lifers. We've lived here forever. So in some way, we all know each other. And so I feel like I kind of jumped on this wagon like a long time before a lot of these people did. So I feel really, really fortunate for that. So yeah, that's kind of how that happened.
And Sadie, so do you rent or do you own your own salon? Of course, I know the answer to this question.
Yes. But totally. No, it's but not everybody does. I actually own my salon. However, I was working in a great salon. I loved it. I was super happy there. It was called Deja Vu in Santa Rosa, and each person's station was their own private little bungalow. And I really, really very much enjoyed it and had no intentions on leaving. But I started double and triple booking myself. And I was like basically crowding out the salon. And it was kind of imposing on everybody else. And as much as they were happy for me, they were like, please don't grow any more than you already have. And then the owner was like, have you ever thought about opening your own place? And I was like, fuck no way in hell. Sorry. I totally just swear.
I love it. No, you can swear. You can do anything on here.
Oh, I can't. Okay. Oh, that's right. I heard you first one. So that was literally my answer. I was like, fuck no way in hell. I don't want to manage or micromanage other stylists. Like, oh, no. And then I talked to my mom, and my mom was like, but Sadie, you're ready. Like, you've been doing this for almost 20 years and you know the ins and outs, you know what works, you know what doesn't. And I thought, there's no reason why I can't open a little place and just, have 1 or 2 people work there. And or just me and an assistant. I mean, I didn't really know. And I thought, yeah, okay, it's going to be big enough. It's going to be a huge open floor plan. And it's going to have a bright windows, with lots of lighting inside. I'm going to have a photography room. and it's our own restroom, and I'm going to have a potion room and a break, break area. And this is just how it's going to be. And you're going to walk inside and it's going to be like, ah, and I'm not kidding you. Like when you tell the universe, this is what's going to happen for me. This is what I'm looking for. I will settle for nothing less. That's what I got. I literally like went to work the next day, and my coworker Bonnie was like, well, you should look on Facebook or Craigslist. And so she gave me a couple links, and I started looking, and I'm like, oh my God, this place is like 6 minutes from my house. It's way closer to my kids' school. And I met with the person and the real estate person, and she brought me in, and it was like white marble floors everywhere. And it was like, oh my God, it's here. So anyway, and then I looked into it, and on September 17th, I got the keys to my salon, and there you have it. So, and my mom was a huge help. She's like, I will sponsor you. Oh, God.
Such a sweetheart. I love your mom.
Oh, I am so blessed.
Is the kindest. Like she just has this amazing like energy and aura about her. Like,
thank you. Gosh. She truly does. I feel like I'm bragging when I say that she's my mom, you know? I feel like people are like, oh, you bitch. Oh, you had to be her daughter. I'm just kidding.
But you do have like the best mom, so you can brag. Okay,
I'm very fortunate, very, very fortunate. She's been my number one cheerleader.
So, and you know, like you've been on the boxes of products, for example, like the Scruples box. You've done tutorials. You've been flown out to do, you know, hair for different things for YouTube. I know you were part of, you know, Behind the Chair. Yeah. So how has, you know, as your career has been changing and you've been evolving and you're getting all this attention and eyes on you, how has that changed for you, how you do hair and how you feel about the industry as a whole?
Honestly, I mean, it's funny. People say honestly, and it's like, well, but how would you answer me otherwise?
Are you lying to me?
Yeah. Well, since we're being honest, I'll go ahead and be honest. No, you know, but to put my vulnerability out there, I have been teaching myself and noticing over the last couple years, and you are one of the people, you know, that has taught me this, that I'm so mean to myself. Like I'm so like I just don't I have had a very difficult time seeing the the skill level in myself that other people see. So when these opportunities have come my way, it's been like, oh my God, like bucket list, you know, to where I'm like, yes, guess what, Mom, you know, but then I'm like, why are they asking me? Like, what if I go and I don't do that good of a job? What if they're disappointed that they ask me? Or when BTC asked me to teach on stage and Jamie was like, I want you to teach on stage with me. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Why? You know, and then I thought, well, okay. So it's been like a constant, it's almost like I have this, I don't know if it's an insecurity or what you would really call it. And there's probably someone listening going, oh, and they've got the word for it and they're like yelling it into the podcast. Who knows? But it's, I'm so afraid of putting myself up onto a pedestal, because when you put yourself up on a pedestal, when you fall, it hurts, you know? And so I'm like, no, I don't want to go too high up on that pedestal. You know, I want to be successful and I want to do a good job and I want to improve and I want people to be blown away by my work. And I want to be blown away by my work. And I want my client to look in the chair and sit in my chair and look in the mirror and go, oh my God, I feel so beautiful. Yes. You know, but not only that, I want them to be like, thank you so much for this time with me, you know? And so I want to be that person in everybody's life that I encounter. And so why would I knock myself down? Because how can I be that person for them? You know, so it's like, it's this constant battle of going, don't get too full of yourself, Sadie. You're not that good. There's so many people that are so much better than you. But then it's like, stop. Why would I do that to myself? If my daughters did that, I'd be like, girl, are you kidding me right now? Like, you're amazing. Stop putting yourself down. So these opportunities, and I've taken them and I've done them and I'm like the box that I'm on the Scruples box for their blonding. Yeah. And you know, I keep it in the back room, like up on a shelf, and I'm like embarrassed to show people because I feel like I'm bragging.
But you,
And it's
but
like,
you should, like, you should show your accomplishments. And I think that's something that we all struggle with, you know, like we feel so insecure of being, like you say, like being up in that pedestal, or even feeling a little confidence. Because if I'm too confident,
mhm.
shit, like maybe tomorrow I'll lose it, or I'll lose my passion, or I'll lose my drive,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Oh
But
yeah.
I've
Yeah.
also learned, like, throughout like this whole process, that you have to have a little faith and self-love too. It's okay to be like, you know what, maybe I do know how to do a little something.
Yes, exactly. And be proud of the things that we have learned. And and I've noticed that even though, you know, I am confident in my work and I do know what I'm doing. And the thing about the key to it is that we can be confident in our work and we can be confident in our abilities, but we should also just as confidently be able to say, "Ooh, I made a mistake. Let me fix that."
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, or let me alter that.
Yes.
Or I'm like, "Oh, girl, the tone of your hair is on point. I love it." And my client's like, "Oh, I do not like the tone of my hair," you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And she's like, "You need to fix it." I'm like, "There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine, but I'll fix it. I mean, I'll change it." You know, so I get to practice being humble and being humbled, you know, and instead of going, you know, being like, you can be confident, but don't be overconfident, you know.
Yeah.
So there's a fine line, but a real big difference. So you can say, "I'm going to try. Yeah, I hope it looks beautiful. I mean, I'm going to do my best," you know. So
Yeah, it's very true.
yeah, it's a constant practice with me. I choose to say practice instead of battle because it's not a
You're
battle.
practicing.
It's a
Yes.
practice.
And that's what I
Yes.
love about you. Like, I remember when we would like work together, and like you said, it'll be the client,
Mhm.
the hair looks stunning, just stunning. And they'll be like, you know what? I don't like this tone. And
Yeah.
you'll
Oh
be like,
yeah.
okay, well, let's fix it. You know, that's something I learned about you. Just be upfront, and it, like, listening to your client, and also listening and being upfront, be like, hey, you know what? I made a mistake. Let's fix it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Or even also, on that same note, thanking them and say, "Hey, you know what? Thank you for telling me
Mm-hmm.
this, because if you don't tell me, I can't make it perfect for you." So, and there's a fine line too with that, because sometimes people are like, "You see this little piece right here?" And it's like, I do. I saw that only when you pointed it out, though. You know. So, but yeah, because sometimes clients go, "Oh my god, I feel so bad. Like I can never go back to her again. She probably hates me." La, 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 la. You know, we all have self negative talk, so it's really important to communicate with the clients and our guests, and tell them, you know, "Hey, thanks for telling me that. I really appreciate it." You know, and sometimes it's something to where it's like, "Oh, you see a tiny little glimmer of an opalescent color? No, girl, I'm telling you right now, keep
Yeah.
it. Don't, don't let that go, because in a wash or two, it's going to be the perfect brightness or whatever the you know." So we know we have to cater to their needs, but also we know what the future looks like in a wash or two. So we need to keep that in mind as
Yeah.
well.
And honestly, I love that, because that's something I just had an aha moment like 2 days ago. I had a guest,
Yeah.
and I toned her and glazed her, and I noticed something. I'm like, oh, because she came in and her hair still looked good. I'm like, I always do it for longevity, because what good
Yes.
is it? I mean, I know when you leave the salon, your hair's gonna look bomb. I know it's gonna look bomb,
Hmm.
but it matters more what it looks like when you go to the grocery store, when you're home those next 4 to 6 weeks at home.
Exactly. Exactly. They're going to walk around with that hair a hell of a lot longer than they're walking around with the hair that you gave them right after they left the
Mm-hmm.
salon.
Oh
Excuse
no,
me.
you're good. You're good. So what else do you want to share with us, Sadie?
Well, I'm a Cancer. I'm 5'2". No.
What color are your eyes? Oh, so
Hazel.
beautiful.
Um,
But they are so pretty.
but
They really are.
thank you. They're much prettier with lash. I've been on this journey of lately of self
Mhm.
acceptance and learning self acceptance, but also on a journey of health. Because I did get so busy, and you know this because you were like, you poor thing, you were towards the tail end of my like breaking point, to where I
Dating.
was like, I can't do
It's
it.
hard.
I mean, my body was falling apart. I was working anywhere from 10, minimum 10. I mean, if I had a 9-hour day, I was like, oh, I have a minimum day today.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I would work from 9 to 7 and be like, I'm off early. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, one of my children was starting to fail in school. And it was really starting to get really scary. My feet, I got plantar fasciitis and then developed bursitis, which I don't know if that is, but if you know what that is, but that is bruises in your on
Oh
your
my
heels.
God.
So when you walk, you're walking on bruises all day long. And I was like, gee, no wonder I'm limping, because I ended up going to a podiatrist. I got a bone spur in one of my toes, like, and then my weight started getting so out of control. Like, I've never in my life been as overweight as I am, or as I had
Mm-hmm.
gotten. I'm not going to say am anymore, because that's I'm on a different journey than I was. So, um, so I really started to hear all these people, yourself, one of them, that was like, you've got to start taking care of yourself. Say no,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then the other thing is too, is I hired a business coach. Her name is Quinn, and she's amazing. And we sat down, and she helped me to look at what I was charging and why I was charging, and how many minutes, not hours, minutes, I was putting into every thing that I did. And it like, because people were always like, one of the biggest questions I hear is, how do I know my
Yeah.
worth? How do I know what my worth is? And it's like, you know what? Judge your worth from an outside perspective. Get that outside perspective, preferably a business coach or someone that knows time and money and hair. It's got to be a business coach that understands
Mm-hmm.
hair. And then she can coach you. And I mean, that was probably one of the most beneficial things one of the most beneficial things that I've done to date for myself and my business, and just charging and all this stuff. Like, it really, I was like, when we broke it down, and she's got a whole system that she
Yeah.
does. Her Instagram is curly girl. Dude, I was making, like, I think it was like $15 an hour or some bullshit like that.
Man.
And when I looked at her and I go, and like, part of me wanted to cry, and I stood up straight. Like, I was sitting, but I sat probably as straight and tall, with my head all the way up and my chin up. And I said with confidence, oh, I'm worth more than that.
Yes, you are.
And she said, you're damn straight you are. And that's, from that moment on, I was like, oh yeah, no. So that's some words of advice. If you really want to know if you really want to charge what you're worth, sit down with a business coach, get your goals down. And I loved mine. I loved my girl. She really helped me. You helped me, Celeste.
Oh.
You know, I mean, oh man, we're all in this together. I say it all the time, and I mean it
No, we really are. And
very positively
I
and
am
confidently.
so happy that you
World.
actually got somebody to really help you and break it down. And just going back to that, like, I'm gonna be vulnerable and go to like an easy
Yeah.
spot right now. So you were
Do it.
working so hard, and I saw how it was breaking you down. And then, like, I
Yeah.
suffer from migraines, and I started getting even feeling worse. And I was like, shit. I'm like, do I really want this kind of lifestyle? And that's when, like,
Yeah.
that's when I was like, okay, were you trying to make it work? But I was like, you know what? I think I have to go. I saw it. I
Yeah.
saw that part of you, and I know it was so hard for you, Sadie. And it was like, I always say, it's like one of the hardest things that I had to do so far was leaving
Oh
you.
yeah, it was really hard for me to let you go, because I loved having you in my space. And that was a big growing point for me to go, no, you have to love her so much that you have to be willing to set her free, Sadie.
And that's something that not a lot of people do. Like, you're the business owner, like I was your assistant, and we had this beautiful teamwork, and I loved going to work. It was so much fun. So much fun. And we had a
Oh, we
blast
had a
together. I mean,
blast.
it was amazing. But
Yeah.
that's the beauty of it too, that you knew that it was okay for me to go. And I took also from that experience, and I will always be forever grateful for you, that, you know what, that's not the lifestyle I want, and I want to go a different
Yeah.
path, and I'm scared as hell, but I'm going to try it.
Oh, and you're going to. You're going to be amazing. You are amazing already. I love watching your
Oh,
lives. I
Sadie.
love watching your videos. I love watching your stories. Like, you're just so informational, And again, we use the word vulnerable. Like, you really are. You're not afraid to say, oh man, I tried this, it didn't work. Or, hey, I tried this, it was amazing. But, but I mean, you know, and in that time, you remember my body, aside from my feet, was slowly breaking down. I mean, you remember my back went out so bad I couldn't even walk. And so after you had left, and I was like, it was like at the same time, I had cut my hours down and like let go of a bunch of clients. As soon as I like broke, like as soon as I broke, it was like I rose from the dead, you know? And then I started just only like single booking myself. I only book myself with the color retouches, but, or even not even that sometimes. I look back on how hard and how often, like 10 to 15 hours a day, that's ridiculous. And I was like, how in the world did I do that to myself? Like, how did I do that, and why? For what? For who? For me or for everybody else? So yeah, that was huge.
So important for you to say too. Like, and I want people, I seriously, guys, I want you guys to listen to this. I remember it was like past midnight and Sadie was still working there. She was about to take pictures.
Yep.
Okay. After she had done this big transformation. And it's like a lot of like, you sacrifice so much. You sacrifice your health, your body to be where you're at today.
Was that the day that I had the migraine and I was crying because I was in so much pain?
No, that was before that. That was like I barely started, and you did this major transformation. It was on Hayden. Yeah.
Oh, yep. Hayden. Yeah, I was there till
1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Taking pictures. I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, she's one of my muses, and she, bless her heart, she's like, I don't make any plans. When I sit in your chair, I do not make plans. So I am yours for the taking. And then she showed me this big transformation, and I had already worked from 9 to 5. Her appointment was at 5 and I was late. It was like 5:30 and I was getting started. And instead of going, oh girl, I can't do that, I was like, okay, yeah. You know, and then I had to work at 9 o'clock the next day. I ended up getting sick. Like, it was ridiculous. Oh God, I can't even believe I did that to myself.
How have you learned to say no now, Sadie? Like, what has helped you, and what would you recommend to all the stylists, including, you know, like, because I'm new too, you know, like, to really just have that confidence, and what's the balance in between? Yeah, you have to hustle and work hard, but there's also, it's just not healthy.
Right. So I would say, like, look at the days of the week. If you work 5 days a week, there's going to be one day. I mean, we all know we're hairstylists. Our stuff is, we don't punch in from 9 to 5. That's just that's not the way it works. What time are you off? I'm like, an hour. And then it's like 3 hours later, you know? So, I would say, look at the days of your week and ask yourself, which one or two of those days of that week would you be willing to possibly work over an 8-hour day? Because other than that, like your long services, they have to be done in the morning, or like, you know, only 1 to 2 a day, or whatever. But, and then I would just say to your clients, like, I want you to have my undivided attention. And I'm afraid if I'm telling myself that I'm squeezing you in, your hair color is going to look like I squeezed you in. And I want you to feel the full benefits of our service and our time, of my service for you and our time together. And I would just literally tell him, like, oh no, I can't, you know. When I started when people like, oh, Mondays, can you do my hair on Monday? And I'm like, oh, I don't work on Mondays. But before it was like, well, I mean, I don't have any plans, you know. Don't even go there. You just immediately have to go, oh, I don't work Mondays. Oh, it's my only day off. You're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I know. I stopped working Mondays a long time ago.
You can't do that. And it's just so important for you to have a voice. Just like everybody has a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday job, we have our set days, and people will respect that. There's clients that, you know, they make it happen. They want to see me, and they know I only have 3 days a week, and that's all I can do in certain hours, and it's okay. And I respect and I give my all, but I need that in return as well. I feel like it's an exchange, you know?
Absolutely. Well, and remember, the best medicine is preventative.
Love that.
So, you know, it's real easy to maintain a nice, healthy body than it is trying to get your health back. Because right now, I'm 42, I'm 50 pounds overweight with feet that are trying to heal, and I'm very limited on my exercises. and stuff like that. Like it's real difficult to bounce back. You can do it, but why when you can prevent it? And remember that we might be just standing there, and I'm using my quotation fingers right now, you can't see me, but we might just be standing there. But standing is impact. Standing is impact on your spine, on your feet, on your joints, on your shoulders, on your hips, on your knees. It's impact. And to do something that is constant impact on your body, it ends up breaking it down. Don't break your body down. Keep it lubricated. Keep your water all the time. And if you look at your client, you're like, oh crap, I haven't eaten in 4 hours. I'll be right back. Run to the back and shove something in your mouth for five, I mean, but you have to eat, like, and you have to tell them, oh, you know what, girlfriend, I started at 9. I can't start a hair color at 4 o'clock. I can't. I literally can't. I'll end up working a 15-hour day or a 12-hour day, and I got to work the next day and be on it. So let's put you on a different day. You just gotta do it. You just gotta draw your boundaries. And trust me when I say this is coming from somebody that did not do that for a real long time. And you were a firsthand witness to that. So listen to your loved ones. Ask them. If you start to feel broken down, ask them, do you view me as healthy? Do you ever worry about me? I mean, ask them, they'll tell you.
And I love that you're sharing that, because I actually asked my kids probably like 4 months ago. I'm like, hey, do you guys mind that I travel? Do you guys mind that I sometimes do long days? Do you guys mind? It was crazy, all the feedback I got from my family. I miss you.
Oh man.
I feel like you work too much. I got this whole, it opened up this whole other world, and I really had to refocus on where I was going and what I really wanted to do and what made me happy.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, those tiny little kids one day are going to be in junior high. And that's what's happening with me, is my child is in junior high. And and it's like, thank God I had the bonding years with her. And I pray to God that anything that I have instilled in her is strong and there, because we will lose our grip on our children's after a while, and they're going to be their own little people, adults walking out there making decisions. And if you're not there, they're going to learn however they want when you're not there. I mean, I was coming home at 7. If I get home at 7:30 or 8, my daughters would be like, mommy, and it's like fucking 7:30, 8 at night. That's ridiculous, dude. That's redonkulous. So yeah, like you're right. Like, ask your kids, ask your husband, like ask your loved ones. I mean, it's real important to stay present, because we can concentrate. When we're in a service industry, and providing a service for someone else, and that's what it's our line of sight. That's what we want to do, is make that person happy. I have to. She's paying me to make her happy, or he is paying me to make him want to look at his reflection in the mirror, or her reflection in the mirror. Like, but we have to remember that, like, aside from those paying clients, they are important to us, but our family is going to be there a hell of a lot longer than those paying clients.
It's so important for us to really like make priorities. And Sadie, do you want to share how it's impacted? And I'll share a little bit, but do you want to share about how it's impacted for you now that you say no, now that you did your price? Really, do you want to share how it's impacted? And I'll share a little bit, but do you want to share about how it's impacted for you now that you say no, now that you did your price readjustment with your business coach? Like, are you making less money? How has it benefited you, and what's been hard about it?
I've had to budget a little bit more. I was making a lot more money when I was double booked. So now it's given me an opportunity to go, okay, well, I was very, very freely spending money, no problem. But I mean, it really hasn't, it hasn't impacted me that much. I mean, if I would just put another person in my salon, I would have a regular person's rent, and then I would be still making really good money. But I choose to have, I have this one open station, and I haven't put it out there. So, because I like the freedom of being able to rent it to someone if they want it for the day or whatever. Like Amberger of Hair, Isaac Vermeer's coworker, she's going to come rent it for a few days in December this month. I'm really excited. But anyway, so, and then also my clients are like, I've always loved coming here, but I'm going to tell you, like, you seem different. Like, your energy is awesome. I mean, every single solitary one of them have commented on how present they feel like I am. And I feel a closer bond to them, even though I never felt a void with them. But, and also they take me seriously when I'm like, hey, so your color retouches are going from 85 to 100. They were like, I mean, only a couple of them were like, what?
Mm-mm.
You know what one girl said? Because I was like, I know that's a $15 raise. I'm sorry. My client goes, girl, I'll go next door and get a sandwich, a bag of chips, and a drink for $15 while you're doing my hair. Okay. I was like, oh, okay. You know, and other people, I mean, there's a couple that just couldn't afford it. But anyways, they take me more seriously. I take me more seriously. If they don't want me to do their hair, it's not personal. It's because they just can't afford it. That's okay. But you know what? I know other stylists out there and that aren't up to the price range that I'm at, but their skill level is amazing. And I'll send them, I'll refer them out. I mean, Ellie's incredible. You know, I mean, there's these, just, I can refer them, and it's not personal. That's just, that's how it's impacted me, is I take myself more seriously. My clients do. I'm more present. My body's starting to heal. I have more energy. My child raised her grade in math from an F to an A. No, excuse me, a B, and then language arts from a D to a B, or to an A. I mean, I like, my kids are more happy. I'm feeling
so your life is transforming.
It's impacting.
And I just think it's so important also, like when we raise our prices, like you don't have to apologize. Like I remember I've been reading this book. It's called You're a Badass at Making Money.
Yes, I love that book.
It talks about that. Like, why do we, like, and this was like a big aha moment for me. Why do we decide what a person can or cannot afford? Like, who are we? Why are we always like being so apologetic? Like, we're giving them a service, and if they come to us, it's for a reason. And like you say, if we don't like, there's stuff I don't want to do, like total bleach outs. I don't like doing that. I'll refer them out, and it's okay to say no. It's okay if we don't fit everybody's budget, or if we're not the right stylist for them. That's the beauty of consultation as well, too.
Oh yeah, well, and we don't want to hire a mechanic to replace our engine when all they know how to do is brakes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? When they're like, well, I mean, I learned how to replace an engine, but I could probably figure it out. You know, I could Google, or I could YouTube, or whatever they say. And, but don't you want your brakes done? You're like, no, I want my engine. You know, it's, wouldn't we prefer that they say, hey, look, I wouldn't have me fix your engine. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh my God, thank you. I just figured you knew it all. You know, I'd be like, so, I mean, you got to think of it that way. It's not that you're like dumbing yourself down or anything like that. You're just saying, hey, that's actually not my specialty. Or you could say it's not really a strong point of mine, and I'd rather you be super satisfied than halfway.
Yeah. And I say no. And I say, you know what? It's not a strong point. And it's not. And that's the beauty of being a hairstylist. You can be strong, or you can prefer to do a certain service, and it's okay. It's okay.
Exactly.
What are you planning on doing now, Sadie? Like, what's your plan for the future?
Oh man, you know, I set goals for myself. Like, one of my goals in the beginning is I have a client book. I write every single formula down, and I was like, I'm gonna fill this client book so much to where I'm gonna need 2 client books, and it's gonna be A through K and then L through Z. And now, you know, as you know, I have 3 or 4 client books or something, because I had to, so I have these little goals. So I have a goal. I want to be a salon centric ambassador, because I love what salon centric stands for. And I want more of my work and my story to be featured in magazines, because I fucking love magazines. I want to be able to say, look, I was featured in the magazine or whatever, you know? And it's like, and it scares me to say that, but then in the back of my mind, I think, okay, remember what you read. If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough.
I love that.
And I want to figure out something with education. My friend Larissa and we want to do some. I like pretty hair. She's amazing.
Beautiful stuff. Man, I love it.
Oh, that is one talented chick. I'll tell you what, and down to earth. So one of my closest friends, and Caroline Guiney, Caroline Anything But Basic. We want to do something with education. We really want to. I really want to focus on empowerment, and also I want to start teaching. I want to start teaching fitness again.
That's awesome.
I love teaching spin. I want to do it like I don't know, like once a week or something, maybe once a month. But I have to be able to talk and work out at the same time.
We're working on that though, right? You're working on that.
Yeah, and I have a goal to feel very confident in my foiling services. That was not really a strong point. I really got strong with balayage. Yeah. So, and I want to do a movie star's hair. I don't know what I just do.
I love it though. See?
Yeah. I want them to fly in and like I have to cover all my windows and be all incognito and then they're like, who did your hair? And she's like, I flew out to this little town called Santa Rosa and her name is Sadie Gray and she's amazing and she's so much fun and she's funny and she did my hair. And then all the rest of the movie stars are going to be like, oh my God, I want to go to a little small town country girl too. What's your girl's name? And I want my daughters to be proud of me. I want my mom to be proud of me. Like, and I'm not really sure if I want to keep my salon, but then I'm like, I don't want to let it go. That's stupid. So I don't know. I want to get TV monitors with satisfying videos right above my shampoo bowls because I think it'd be super rad. Like I have all these dumb little goals that are like mean a lot. They're really a big deal to me.
But see, they're not dumb goals. Like they're your goals, and you're gonna go strive for them, and you're gonna get them just like you got everything else. Because you got this.
Yes,
you got
exactly.
Of course.
Thank you, Celeste.
I'm always clapping in the back.
Yeah, you are.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, you have empowered me so much, and maybe some people know, but I'm going to share a little bit about my experience with Sadiejcre8s. So I was a cosmetology student, and I made, Isaac for mayor, and like Amber, she's going to go rent from you this month. I fucking love her stories. So that's what I mean. It's people that kick ass, but they're humble, And I was like, dude, I want to find somebody kind of like Isaac. So I went and I went on Instagram. I started researching and I found you. And I was like, well, I love her work, but let's see how she is like a person. And then I was looking at your stories, and one day we're making slime, and then the other day you were getting your tattoo or something. You were doing something. We were at a tattoo place, or so you were getting tatted, and I was like, you know what? She's hella rad. She's really cool. I want to see what she's about. So I'm gonna reach out to her. So I started talking to you. We just DM, nothing serious. And I was like, you know what? Yes. I'm gonna ask her, because what's the worst thing that can happen? She'll say no, and I'm not gonna die. Yep. It's not going to be the end of the world. I'll just get a no. And I asked you, and I'm like, hey, I'm about to finish school. By any chance, you're looking for an assistant? And you're like, let's talk. I will never forget how that felt. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because we live in a small town. Like we're like 45, 50 minutes away from the city, from San Francisco. It's a little country town, and if you have a dream, it doesn't matter where you live. Some of us can't relocate, like I've had opportunities where I can move, but I can't, I have my family and my kids here. So it's not like I can just pick up and go. You can make your dreams happen from anywhere. And you're a prime example of, look at all you've done, Sadie. You were determined to just build your book of business, and it has led you to all of these amazing opportunities and things that you've done.
Well, and I'll tell you what, and you're the same. You do this all the time, and I love it. I think I don't ever think anything twice about it because it's what I do. And anytime people were like, "Oh yeah, I don't know," I was like, "Oh no, but it's happening." And they're like, "Oh, when you get the keys here, it's gonna be like 2 months, 6 weeks minimum before you're in there." I'm like, "Oh no, I'll be there. I'll be in there within a week or two. You watch." And I was. And it's like, oh, you can't paint today? Okay, that's fine. And I'm like, hey, yo, can you help me paint? Or, oh, you can't put the backsplashing up? That's okay. Hey, can you do the, it was like, there was no question about it. None. Oh, you won't be able to do? Yes, I will. I mean, yes, you will. Yes, I can. That's all you have to say. Yes, I can. And yes, I will. I have a tattoo on my arm that says, I can, I will, I have. And that's just all there is to it. Nobody can put a roof on your dreams except for you.
So true. So
Mm-hmm. And nobody can keep you in a situation where you're unhappy except for you. Nobody's keeping you there but you.
It's hard,
You want
but
to
you
change?
have to do
Change
it, and you have to follow your dreams. You have to fight for it. And I love how throughout this whole interview, Sadie, it hasn't been like, oh, it's been great, it's been grand. It's only been like butterflies and rainbows. You have shared everything. Your body broke down, how it's affected your family, like just everything. But at the end of the day, you have fought for your dreams. You have new dreams and accomplishments, which I know you're going to get and you're going to accomplish because you're a badass. And once you decide to do something, you do it. And I think that's the beauty of you and I, that even though we're really cautious, when we get something in our fucking head, we just fucking do it.
Fucking A. Word to your mother. That's what I always say. Word. I'm super gangster sometimes.
You are. We had our gangster days at the salon, our pink days, our, country days,
exactly.
Taylor Swift days.
Oh, yeah. No, literally yesterday we had a Frank Sinatra day.
Oh.
Yeah, because it was Ellie's grandpa. It would have been his 95th birthday. So to honor him, we played Frank Sinatra on Pandora. And I was like, this is kind of Christmassy. I'd rather listen to this than Christmas music. And people were like, I love this. It feels so Christmassy. I'm like, oh, yeah, we're extremely eclectic over there.
No,
we all should be.
You should. And I honestly, I can't wait to see you grow. I can't wait to see your salon grow and everything. I know it's going to. And
I know another dream of mine. I want Isaac to ask me to teach with him, and I want Lisa to ask me to teach with her. And I want to do a collaboration with all the big, amazing people out there. All kinds of them.
Yeah.
It's another dream. I have them all the time. More dreams. More.
And it's so important, though. Like, it's so important to always have dreams, and it's okay if they change, and it's okay if they're a little different.
Oh, yeah. I actually just posted something today that said, I'm changing all the time. It doesn't mean that I'm being fake. It just means I'm growing.
I love that.
Yeah. I follow this guy called his Instagram page is called Young Pueblo, but it's YUNG_Pueblo.
Oh yeah, I've seen his stuff. People repost his things. I'm gonna go follow him. So now you gave me the Instagram.
Yeah, you know what? I actually turned my notifications on for that one because I really believe that what he has to say is exactly what I need to hear exactly when he posts it.
I love that.
Yeah, he's nothing but positive. We're all in this together, like in our world. It's our world, not mine, not yours. It's ours.
It's for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And there's beauty in everybody, and everybody can grow. And it's okay if our dreams change and our paths goes different ways. But at the end of the day, you can always keep a friendship, and you can always help each other and empower each other. And I just really, really, from the bottom of my heart, I hope that any salon owners, assistants, commission stylists, anybody hearing this, it's okay if your dreams change, if your perspectives change, and it's time to go and part ways. You can always part ways the right way.
Yes. Yes. And also, that was the other thing too, Celeste, that you did is that, at first I was really upset when you were leaving, but you just gave me your space. You gave me my space, and you gave me grace.
But hearing this, it's okay if your dreams change, if your perspectives change, and it's time to go and part ways. You can always part ways the right way.
Yes. Yes. And also, that was the other thing too, Celeste, that you did is that, at first I was really upset when you were leaving, but you just gave me your space. You gave me my space, and you gave me grace, and you knew like, okay, like Sadie loves me and she's having a really hard time letting me go. And then I was able to go and like take a deep breath. And then I was like, wait a minute, like this has nothing to do with me. This is, because it was like I was at a point in my life where I was like so wound up because I was so overworked that it was like everything is about me. You know what I mean? Like all these bad things, me, and then I was like, wait a minute, this has nothing to do with me. Like this is her journey, not mine. So if you do need to make a move and I'm speaking to people out there listening, if you do need to make a move in your career or whatever it is in your life that you're making a move from, if that person doesn't go, good for you, right on, I totally support, you know what I mean? If they're not saying that right away, be understanding with them. And that was one of the greatest gifts, Celeste, that you could have done with me is you were patient and understanding with me. And it was like, I got to go, okay, wow, whoa, this has nothing to do with me. Oh my God. And then it's like, here we are still friends. And like, oh, I'm so grateful to have you in my life. You're truly a true friend.
Oh,
And, just so, yeah, people out there, if you're going to make a move, give that person grace. If they're not super understanding right away, it's okay. Carry on and handle it with love and kindness. My daughter's going through that right now. Her best friends in the world are not being very nice to her. And you know what? I told her, just handle it with love and kindness, because at the end of the day, when they're over whatever it is they're going through, they're going to say, you know what? Peyton was never mean to me through this whole entire thing. She was nice this whole time.
yeah, and it's so important, like I just feel we all grieve. Like I was grieving shit. I was fucking crying myself to sleep for like a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just when you're in pain, I just think it's so, or you're really emotional, I just really feel it's so important to take a break. You don't have to tell the world everything. Like at the end of the day, we're human. Sometimes we just need time to be alone and think. And that's one of the biggest things I do. One day a week, I take, and you probably people don't notice, but I take like a 12-hour social media break.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And I don't even say it out loud. I just do it. And I just have time to think, just time to be me, just time to sit quiet, time to read a book or drink tea or look at the leaves outside. I know it's so lame.
That's such a great idea. And you brought up a good point. Why do we have to say, oh, I just want everybody to know I'm going to take a break for a day. I'll be back, don't worry. You know what I mean? It's like, just take a fucking break. You don't owe anybody anything. You owe it to yourself.
Yeah, like the only reason when I say things is like, hey, my page is going to change just so you guys know. It's because if people only want to see hair or whatever, right, I'm no longer fit for you. It's okay. You can unfollow me. I'm not going to hate you. It's not personal. I'm growing too. And it's okay if we don't grow together.
Totally. Oh, oh.
It's okay.
I love it. Well said, Celeste.
Oh, gracias, Sadie. Gracias. Oh, no, but honestly, like, I'm so excited I get to share you on here and everybody gets to know, like, this other side of you. You're so awesome. You have such a big heart, and that's, like, one of the biggest things. You've been so kind and so giving.
Oh, thank you.
And I know I was a little pain in the ass, like, I wasn't a perfect assistant. I sucked at blow drying. I was fucking scared to grab a brush with color. But look at me now.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny. You never walked into my salon saying, I am the bomb at blow dries. You straight out told me blow dries are not my strong point. I already knew that getting into it.
I was like, fuck man. I'm like, this is a struggle bus.
But every time you kept improving, So no, yeah, when you get out there and you say this is what I want, never tell someone that that's your strong point when it's really not. Be honest and say, I would love to learn, but it's not a strong point of mine. But Celeste, you have so many more strong points than a retouch and a blowout. You have so much more to offer our world than that.
So sorry, guys. If you got your great cover, do not really come to me. That's what I really do. Retouches, great touches. I'm like, no, guys, no. I don't know. I'm improving with it. I really am, but it's not my happy point. Okay.
Hey, and you know what? Neither is men's haircuts for me. I can do them, but like we all have our strong points. You gotta embrace them.
Yeah, and it's okay if we're not good at everything. And you see, I still got a job. I still got to work with Sadie, and she taught me so much, and you were so patient. And that's the other thing. Like when you have an assistant or you want to help somebody, be patient. We all have a learning curve, and like,
oh yeah.
And honestly, it just makes me so sad. Sometimes I'll go into classes and there's younger stylists or newer stylists, and they'll be like, the older ones will be like, oh, you're only in the industry like a year or two. Oh, you're asking that question, and they laugh, and it makes me so angry because it's like we're always all learning.
Oh my God. Well, okay, so perfect example. I've been doing this for 22 years, and Lisa loves balayage. she posted, she always posts little pop quizzes.
Uh-huh.
And like, I feel like such a child when I'm reading them. I'm like, ugh. You know, when you go to take your driver's test and you're like, what's the speed limit in a neighborhood? Is it 15, 20, or 25? And you're like, oh.
I know. Honestly, I skipped one of them. I was like, I don't know. My head
I
hurts.
know. And I'm like, what if I'm wrong? I have 22 years experience. If I'm wrong, it's horrible. And so I asked her when her question was, how do you make copper more intense? Do you add more copper or do you add gold? And I was like, so I responded to her without doing the poll. And I said, you know, I always feel like a child. Like your little pop quizzes make me feel like so stupid. And I just said, you know, at first I was thinking add more copper, but then I go, wait a minute, does she want it brighter or deeper? When she says, how do you add the intensity or make it more intense? Do you mean more bright or more deep, like darker? And she's like, well, I mean, think of, you know, intense as if someone says, I want intense red. Do you think dark red or bright red? And I'm like, oh, I think bright red. Because if someone says, I want a dark red, they say I want dark, or they say I want deep.
Intense.
You know,
right.
but here I am asking, you know, Lisa, you know, and I'm 22 years in the experience, and I didn't even know how to say, well, what's intense, bright or deep? You know what I mean? But that's not a stupid question. There's so many things that we have to learn. And sometimes we learn it and I hear it and I see it again. I'm like, oh yeah. You know, so anyway, so I answered it was gold.
I did gold too, so we'll see soon.
But, yeah. So, but yeah, no, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know what to ask, or maybe I'll just wait and listen. And then sometimes instead of asking, I'll wait and listen. And because I've stopped to listen, she ends up answering the question without even having to ask it. So, you know, don't be afraid to ask questions, but also just sit and listen for a minute. Because if you're asking too many questions in your head, you might not be listening to what that person's saying.
Golden nugget right there.
Nugget. I know. I said it and I was like, fuck, that's good.
Let's write that down.
Shit. I know.
Where it's my notebook. Me and my notebooks, you know. I have like 12 of them now, but it's okay.
I know. And when you left your notebook. I was like, oh shit, I gotta get
I know. I was
remember?
I love my fucking notebook. Me and notebooks. I don't know. I just connect it and it stays in my head once I write it down.
Yeah, once you write it down, it's true. That's why I write down all my color formulas. More than likely, I remember it. But
I know you're so good at that. You always remembered all your formulas. I was like, oh no, I can't. I need to go back and look.
Oh yeah, well I still look anyways. I still look. It's a point of reference. Or sometimes they're like, hey, you know, what you're using on me, you know, it was great at first, but it faded to blah, 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 you know, and I'm like, ooh, that color line it's much higher in ammonia. Gee, that's probably why. So we're going to use something that's lower in ammonia because your scalp runs hot, or, you know, hotter than normal. So like, I can't have colors that are high in ammonia. I have to have low ammonia, and I have to use no higher than 10, even 6 to cover my gray. Yeah. So anyways, I'm totally going off subject, but yeah, so I don't know why I went off on that tangent. Well, you lost me. I lost you. There's my brain. I just
she goes to the other side, but then we end up back on track. Honestly, Sadie, I want to say thank you. Muchas gracias for doing this. Like, honestly, I'm just like so grateful that you were like the starting off of my career. You showed me what you can do with a lot of hard work, but also just with like passion and just going with it. Just fuck it, try it. And that has been something that has served me like so well. I just always like, well, fuck it, let's just try. Like, what's the worst? No, okay. Or you learn how not to do that. So
good.
Thank you so much for that.
Good, because even if you don't like it, then you get to learn something else, how to fix
it. I know. It's awesome.
One.
You're like, shit, and then you're like, oh damn, I can fix that. Okay.
Exactly. Just like when I was on stage at the BTC, I fucked up on a piece of the balayage, and I'm like sitting there on stage, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to show everybody. I'm going to show everybody what I just did and how I'm going to fix it. Because I knew in the back how I was going to fix it, and nobody on the stage in the audience would have even known. There was 1,000 people in that room. And instead I turned around and I was like, so just so you know, I made a mistake here, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix it. I wasn't going to show you, but I decided I think that would be, valuable for you. And it ended up being like my shining point when I exposed my mistake.
And it's okay. Like, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and people understand, especially our clients. Just fix it. Don't let them walk out with that boo-boo on their hair. And thinking about
Exactly.
BTC. So why did you end up leaving behind the chair, if you want to share, Sadie?
I left behind the chair because for some reason, and it was not one person, that it was me. It was all me. But I sat in that group, the BTC team, and first of all, I hadn't gotten a campaign for like 4 months, and I was asked, and I kept watching all these people get asked after me to be part of the BT. Oh, welcome BTC team. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, there's more people. And then like they would be getting campaigns and I wouldn't be getting anything. And then I'm like, oh, this is fucked up. Like, but then I realize now in hindsight, it was all me. I could have just stuck in there, and just waited. And the people were getting campaigns because the brands were wanting them. But the bottom line is that instead of feeling excited and empowered, and I felt and feeling like I was part of this amazing team, I was feeling less than. I was feeling down on myself. I was feeling not good enough. I was feeling like a piece of shit. And nobody else was making me feel that way but me. And so I realized, you know what? I don't think being part of this team is something that is aligning with me right now. Will it down the road? And if they were to ever ask me again, I have no idea. I don't even know if me dropping out was even a good move for me. I have no idea, but all I know is as soon as I dropped out, it was like this weight lifted off my shoulders. And then within like a few days, Modern Salon asked me to be part of their connective. So now I'm part of the Artist Connective and working with PMS. Awesome. So yeah, I literally started it yesterday. So, but like, and then I start, and I mean, BTC, like, they changed my career. I got to teach on stage. Like, I'm not talking mad anything about them. Like, they've created so many opportunities for me, and I'm so forever grateful, for that. I'm just saying that for me and that point of my career and how I was feeling about myself, which at that point I was so overworked, I couldn't move in my bed. It was around that time. It was last April, and in May, and then June, and then July, and it was just like, oh my God, what am I doing? Like, I'm part of this team, but I'm not part of the team. Like, but that's why I dropped out, was because of how I was feeling about myself.
But I think it's so important too. Sometimes like we change our mind and it's okay. Like, honestly, like I was with Bellamy and I dropped out because I just didn't feel it was the right fit for me. It didn't do nothing wrong to me. It just wasn't the right fit for me, and it's okay. And now I'm just so much more careful. Like, I say no more often, because even though there are amazing opportunities, not everything is meant for me, and it's okay. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say
no. Well, and honestly, like, if that brand or whoever, or that person or that company or that Instagram page or whatever, if they really want you to be part of their brand or their whatever it is they're offering, when you go to drop out, they're going to fight for you. And I did give warning that I was going to leave, and nobody said anything. They let me leave. So that's okay. It just meant they were like, okay, maybe they were on their journey. They were like, okay, you don't want to work for us, then don't work for us. I have no idea what they said, because they didn't say anything back to me. So, and then, it's really important that you feel. Gina Devine taught me that if it doesn't feel good inside your body, then that means it doesn't belong to you, and it's not serving you. She's such a powerful force, but gentle, amazing in our community, in our world. So
it's so true. Sometimes like things happen and it changes, and it's okay. I love you so much, and thank you for doing this and sharing your story with everybody. Welcome. So excited to do this.
You're welcome. I hope it helps someone out there.
It's going to help so many people out there, because some people think it just happens magically, that they're alone in it, and you showed that part too. of what it is and what it takes and what it does to you when you give
Yes.
way more than you should to something too. So, but
thank
I hope
you.
you have a happy Sunday, and say hi to the girls for me. And
I will.
thank you so much for listening to my podcast. If you have any questions, always feel free to DM me or email me on any of my social platforms at Celeste the Stylist. If you wouldn't mind leaving me a review or a comment, I would greatly appreciate that. And feel free to share this with anybody that you think would benefit from it. Thank you so much. Until next time, I'll see you guys back here at Celeste the Stylist.